Like Joe Cunningham back then, time with Jim Herron, the Cardinal photographer for 30, 40 years.
Daniel McCutchen, recalled for this start, came in with an ERA over 8. From Norman, Oklahoma, and he pitched at the University of Oklahoma. Drafted initially by the Yankees 13th round back in 2006. Yankees spend a lot of money, but boy, they come up with a lot of prospects. This was a deal that included Ross Ohlendorf, Jeff Karstens, and Jose Tabata in exchange for Xavier Nady and Damaso Marte.
Now, there's 4 guys from that trade that are here on this roster.
Right.
Big parts. Last night's starter, tonight's starter, left fielder, and the 4th one was?
Well, you got Ohlendorf.
So another starter. 3 starters and a starting left fielder.
Runner at first. No balls and a strike on Yadier Molina. 1-0 St. Louis and an RBI by Jeff Suppan in the second. Runner goes and safe at second. Colby Rasmus.
Cardinals were nailed 3 times last night by this catcher. And Colby picks up his 10th steal. Got a good jump, steals it off the pitcher, throws sails a little bit, but Colby was on past the second baseman, so the tag was late.
Big gap in the left center for Yadier Molina.
So Kerrigan told me, the pitching coach of the Pirates, last night's ball game, he said he made a mistake. He went out and talked too soon to his pitcher. As he went out to talk to him with Molina coming up, and they thought that Molina was not going to bunt, that he was going to just shoot the ball to the right side, and they were going to walk the bases loaded and make Schumacher beat him. But the veteran left-hander Lopez, misread it and threw the ball to the plate.
Just 6 more outs, first ever Eastern League championship, perhaps moments away. Miguel Montero is hit into a double play, walked and struck out. It is just an update on that graphic. It is actually a 4-2 game in the 7th inning at Trenton, the AA affiliate of the New York Yankees, the Trenton Thunder. Tony Watson, pitching 6 innings of 5-hit ball tonight, has struck out 10. Ball fouled out of play.
Deep going curve.
Last night, Justin Wilson, 7 innings of shutout ball, 2-0 in the playoffs. Carlos Rosa tossing in the Diamondbacks bullpen.
Let's just get this thing settled down here so Diamondbacks don't get on some kind of a run. Get that one out just to get their attention.
Montero goes down like that. Chad Hope Park and Will Ledesma loosened in the Pirates bullpen. Second strikeout for Daniel McCutchen. Comes up Adam LaRoche. The AGH cam showing you the strikeout of Miguel Montero. The strikeouts continue to mount for this.
Cooperating. We haven't seen the sun yet, but he started on time as Milton Bradley will face Daniel McCutchen. And takes strike 1 on a fastball, registering at 93. Bradley hitting .367 with 3 homers and 12 RBIs over his last 49 at bats. Swing and a miss. And now ball and 2 strikes. Cubs with a couple of day-to-day injuries. Andres Blanco with a tweaked left hamstring on that double yesterday as Bradley strikes out. And Sam Fuld also aggravated his left wrist on that ball in center field yesterday. And Randy Wells with a tough loss, his 8th of the year, even though his ERA is under 3. He's only 10-8.
The Dodgers will celebrate here at PNC Park if they win today. Actually, we're told even if the Dodgers lose, they will wait and see how the Rockies finish up. And if the Rockies lose and the Dodgers win the NL West, they will celebrate. So it'll probably be a little bit delayed from the end of the game, but they will celebrate here, and we will have every moment of the celebration as well, so you're not going to want to leave. Rafael for a call leads things off and takes downstairs ball 1. 88 miles per hour on the fastball.
Rafael in the middle of a 10-game hitting streak and starting to score a lot more runs too. If you're a leadoff hitter, if you're a guy like Rafael Furcal who's spent his whole life doing that, I think the sense of pride is how many runs you score. That's the name of the game. If you're a guy that's hitting at the top of that order, he's got 91 runs scored right now. He'd like to get to 100, and he'd like to lead this team. Champ has 96 runs scored.
We did have a 5-minute delay before this game got underway. There was heavy rain throughout the downtown Pittsburgh area this morning. The tarp was on the field. And instead of having a 1:35 local start, we started at 1:40 local time. And on 4 pitches, McCutchen strikes out for a call.
I'll take it. He just gets a little sloppy on that. He's kind of long-armed that swing, not too much wrist in there, and wasn't able to get the bat head through the zone in time to make any contact.
And it usually can come in the most unlikely of places. This is the so-called number 5 starter, but if he gives the Pirates 5-6 good innings, that could be huge. This is one of those games you want to win, just to get the bad taste of the last 2 out of your mouth, salvage something, go out on the road with a good feel, and let's hope Daniel McCutchen can contain these Milwaukee Brewers. They're very good hitters, and also keep an eye on opportunities for the Brewers to run. This is a young pitcher. They've got some guys at the top of their batting order that can run. Weeks can run. Gomez has 4 steals. Braun has 3 steals. So a real challenge for Daniel McCutchen because they can hit and they can run. So he needs to be on his game, and hopefully he can keep them off that outside part of the plate.
As we said, it's just a spectacular day here in Pittsburgh. 63 degrees. Forecast baseball. Umpiring crew, Hunter Wendelstedt will call the balls and strikes. Dan Bellino is the first base umpire. Crew chief at second base, Jerry Lane. And Mike Winters, the third base umpire.
And last time out for Daniel McCutchen, just 4 innings against Cincinnati. The Pirates came back and won that ball game, or held on to win that ball game. That was one of the dramatic wins during the 3-game sweep. 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. He walked 3, struck out 1. He cannot afford to give free passes to this good hitting Brewers team.
And starting right off the bat here with Ricky Weeks, who doesn't need any help. He's batting .327, but as we said, he's walked 10 times. You don't want to put this guy on the base in front of Braun. The fielder is struggling, but Ryan Braun is off to a fine start. Carlos Gomez, center fielder, on deck. And in the hole is Braun. 1-0 pitch, 2-0. And you might have seen the story today in the paper, Joe Kerrigan talking about Charlie Morton's struggles, and he simplified it to just one issue, and this really goes with the entire staff and probably every staff in baseball. Throw strike 1.
Yep. First pitch strikes. Get out in front.
And that's usually McCutchen's game, Steve. We just have not seen it just yet. Now maybe it's a bit of early season jitters from Daniel McCutchen as Joe Kerrigan looks on. McCutchen's spot in the rotation not necessarily solidified. He did make this his first start on the 11th when the Pirates first needed a 5th starter, and then was slated to go back possibly to the minor leagues, but then Ross Ohlendorf got hurt.
Well, the thing is with Daniel, you know, he's not a baby anymore. He had 6 starts last year, so he should be getting the feel of the major league atmosphere. So there's only so long you can use that as an excuse. Not that he does. I don't think he does. But when people look at that, they'll say, well, he's still young. Well, he's had enough starts now where he should be getting more and more comfortable each time he gets out there.
He is 27 years old, former pick of the Yankees, Rays, Cardinals, Yankees again. And strike 3 right on the corner. Nice start for Daniel McCutchen.
And that scares me to death because that's what Charlie Morton did the other night. Yeah, good comeback behind 0-2 and then hits the call third strike. Knee high, gets the call. And he's off to a good start.
Renamed the Roberto Clemente Bridge. And then a great shot of downtown Pittsburgh. All these bridges have names. That's the Roberto Clemente Bridge. A little bit further down is the Andy Warhol Bridge.
You got to know what bridge to take to get where you're going.
Virtually none of those bridges were of any use when the Dodgers first came to town late Thursday night. The G20 Summit was in full swing, and it was a big-time security lockdown in downtown Pittsburgh. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it. Even the 7-Eleven right next to the hotel was closed.
That never happens.
That's their convention center. That's where everything went down on Thursday and Friday, the G20 Summit.
Well, the show of force was amazing here, and you know the thing that amazes me more than anything else is obviously the airspace control was even more heavily guarded, and we didn't see any of that. Occasional helicopter would fly over, but you knew that there wasn't anything getting near this place. It was the safest place in the world to be. Talking about all these bridges here in town being named, they're all exactly the same, and they're all painted yellow. They have to be named.
Swing and a miss. Martin strikes out against McCutchen. McCutchen's now retired the first of 7 he's faced. This Friday, join the Dodgers as they celebrate Tommy Lasorda's 60th season in Dodger blue. To commemorate,
GNTV.com, brought to you by The Great Escape, for up-to-the-minute information and stats designed to give you everything you need to know during the game. The WGN Sports Game Zone is available for every Cubs game and is brought to you by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. You get all that and more. And more. What more could you ask for?
And speaking of more, I think there are more Cub fans in the house than Pirate fans today. A lot of blue jackets, blue hats, T-shirts, raincoats,
tattoos. Swing and a miss by Lilly.
Hey, Cub fans, when you're at Wrigley, make sure to buy a bottle of ice-cold Pepsi or Diet Pepsi from a vendor. Then check for the Cubs Win sticker under the bottle for your chance to win an overnight stay at the Abbey Resort and Avani Spa on Lake Geneva at Fontana, Wisconsin. The coaching staff probably reminds the players each half inning as they go out to take their position, keep your feet under you. Don't overextend. It's almost like occasionally you have to kind of tippy-toe after the ball just to make sure you keep your feet under you, make sure you have a base.
Ball by Lilly, it's foul.
And you really get out there and get extended, like McCutchen very nearly did on that play on the right side. That's when injuries can happen rather quickly on a sloppy, wet field.
Ted ready to try it again. One and one. Kosuke on deck. Cubs are in second in the division, but 11.5 behind St. Louis. In the wild card race are now 8 back of Colorado. And Ted apparently went around. That's a strikeout. Able to pull the bat back. Yeah, he did.
I just kind of stabbed at it a little bit until he realized the pitch was going to be down out of the strike zone and pulled it back too late.
17-year big league career. Good. Also time with the Indians. 5-time All-Star. Won 4 Gold Gloves. Played in 3 World Series with 3 different teams. The Giants in '89, the Indians in '97, and the world champion Diamondbacks in 2001.
He had that run with the Giants. Most of the All-Star years, I think, divided maybe between the Giants and the Diamondbacks. He might have been the best third baseman in the National League during that stretch.
Matt Williams.
A little high heat from Mr. Daniel McCutchen. Thank you very much. Upstairs, 92 miles an hour. See Tony Abreu.
The AGH cam shows the strikeout of Gerardo Parra by Daniel McCutchen.
232, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in for Q. Pirates starting pitchers have an ERA of 5.56 as a group. Brad Lincoln was the starter last night. He took the loss, giving up 7 hits and 5 earned runs in 5 innings, with the Astros winning that one 6-2. Big night for him, though, as his family and friends were here watching. Strike 1 to Q. Daniel McCutchen might have some family here from McKinney, Texas.
I should hope so.
4 balls, 2 strikes. Brad Lincoln the day after. He had been coming off a beauty the game before. It's 1-2 to Quintero.
McCutchen with a little more life on that fastball than I've been led to believe. That one clocked at 93 miles an hour. Overthrew it a little bit, lost command.
2-2. McCutchen had excellent control in the minor leagues. He had averaged fewer than 2 walks per 9 innings, on the way to a 40-22 minor league record coming into this season. Really blossomed last year at Indianapolis, walking 29 in 142 innings. And he gets a swing and a miss for his first strikeout of the night. He was involved in that huge Yankee trade with Pittsburgh. Here's the pitch.
It's funny because it's pretty much the same pitch that Keppinger hit out of the ballpark. Fastball that was intended to be down and away. That was over the plate and up a little bit. Keppinger got to it. Q was a little tardy.
Hit. And the batter now will be John Garland, who grounded to third in the 2nd inning. Two runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the Pirates. Ball 1. It is 4-0 Giants. They're now in the top of the 6th inning, behind Tim Lincecum. Fastball, strike. Fastball at 87. The fastball that hit Blake was 90. 1-1. Casey down the line from third with 2 out. Another fastball and another strike. That one was up to 93. Daniel McCutchen, soon to be 27. And that will do it. So a little slider takes care of Garland, but not before the Dodgers get a couple of breaks. A walk, a hit batter, and a base hit, and they lead 2-1.
Upton walked back in the first inning. As I recollect, Daniel McCutchen didn't give him really anything to look at all.
Yeah, they're going to make Adam LaRoche beat him until he gets hot. Now, with nobody on base and 2 outs, they may think about going after Justin Upton.
22-year-old 1 for 7 with a double and a walk in this series. As that fastball is outside, 1-1 the count. See, Justin's just looking for a cookie there.
Sit on the couch with you
and leave the driving to us.
1-2 the count. I heard the handler up there saying that puppy would like to sit up on the couch with you. You better make room on the couch.
Tough to find a dog that doesn't like a good couch. Oh, that was quick.
Tough to find a hitter that enjoys a.
Make sure to buy from your Pepsi vendor for your chance to win with Pepsi in the Abbey Resort.
A strikeout Fukudome. I've got to guess in terms of team logo tattoos, the Cubs are probably right up near the top in Major League Baseball. I don't know how many people are running around with Washington National logos and things tattooed to various body parts. Off the plate inside.
I know that a lot of the tattoos, especially those sported by our men and women in the Navy, have snakes on them, so you know the Diamondbacks might lay claim to the snake, but as far as just the team logo, I'd have to agree with you.
That pirate logo, though, that's a call third strike. Fukudome out. Pirate logo might work well. Give it a little toughness. Don't you have a Red Sea tattooed on your? Never mind.
Never mind. It's a birthmark.
Yeah, you're born into it.
June 23rd, those guys were all scuffling. Since June 24th. On fire.
Now the baseball is being examined by Jeff Nelson.
He's been doing that a lot tonight.
I wonder what's going on.
Oh.
Tossed another one out to Daniel McCutchen. And McCutchen in a 3-3 game goes back to work. Bottom of the 5th inning. He needs to go 5 to qualify for the win. He's due to bat second in the 6th inning. And in a tie game, he faces Michael Bourne, who's 0 for 2. Ball 1.
The way this game started, John Russell probably had concerns that he'd be able to get McCutchen through 5 innings tonight. Second batter of the game, Keppinger hit a home run. Lance Berkman came up behind him, hit a tee to right field. McCutchen settled in, hung in there, gave up the 2-run home run to El Caballo, finds himself in a tie game.
2 balls, 1 strike. McCutchen pitched 3 times in April, then he was demoted to the minors. At Indianapolis, he's made 10 starts this season with an ERA of 3.86. As a major league pitcher on the road this season, 0-2, his ERA 11.32. So if he could win a game tonight in these circumstances, it might be very meaningful for him. He gets a strikeout for out number 1. Third strikeout for McCutchen.
Been a big key for him. He's been able to keep Michael off base. 0 for 3 tonight. A little 911 emergency hack there. Didn't quite get a piece.
Keppinger ripped that homer in the 1st inning, then he grounded out in the 3rd.
Like Ryan Braun just lit him up. Sometimes you'll just you lose your focus for a little bit. You get a little wary because of the long ball, especially when you're hitting a power or facing a power guy like Fielder. Not unusual to see a free pass. Put that whole package together.
Casey McGee drove Ryan Church back to the wall in right center field in the second. And they're even going to pay attention to Prince Fielder of all people at first.
99.9% of the time he will not go, but if you forget about him entirely, you never know. Highly unlikely.
Jeez, oh man, Steve, I think if I'm down 4-0, I do forget about Prince Fielder at first, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I think I'm going to be locked in on McGee, trying to get this batter to hit into 2 if you can. Fielder, a huge specimen over there at first. Attempted 5 steals last year. Caught 3 times. And we check out the PNC Achievement, brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all. Casey McGee, extra base hits, tied for 3rd with 10. 20 hits, tied for 6th. 4th in slugging, 4th in total bases.
Yeah, when you're slugging over 700, you're going to be on some kind of list.
Yep. One ball, one strike. 1-2. Casey McGee looking like one of and one of the best pickups baseball has seen in the last couple of years. Cubs gave up on him, claimed on waivers before last year, and went on to hit .301 with 16 homers, drove in 66, and finished 5th in Rookie of the Year voting.
Talent evaluation, once again.
So critical.
Somebody saw something in him and was able to sell what he saw to management. That's the key too. You know, you can be a scout and you just love somebody, but you got to be able to sell that to the people who make the decisions.
Well, Doug Melvin is the GM, so yeah, his assistants, his scouts, and Steve, that goes along with the track record. If the scout has a good track record of being a good talent evaluator, you're more likely to listen to a guy. He's calling up and say, "Hey, Doug, this McGee. We've been watching him. This guy can play in the big leagues."
Right, and I've been right before.
Yep,
and you know that. So there's some credibility involved.
McCutchen gets McGee on strikes. Second strikeout for Daniel McCutchen, now facing Jim Edmonds, who doubled. Obviously a playoff the group, the Village people. And now Chris Dickerson leads off. Shows bunt from McCutchen and takes ball 1.
Yeah, the Reds 5-6, Pirates 5-5 going into the second game of the 3-game set.
Dickerson hit a pinch hit triple to lead off the 9th inning last night off Octavio Dotel, and he scored the tying run. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, McCutchen's going to be in the high 80s, 87, 88, 89, and he's going to be the warmest guy out there. So that's another reason you want to pitch, because everybody else is going to have to stand around a good bit. That pitch misses. But
Steve,
you get the ball and you get to keep warm a little bit.
I was going to say, this could change, but he's not afraid.
No.
McCutchen.
No.
Really, of anything. He certainly doesn't mind the weather and normally throws strikes. Now, some people, Lastings Millage, the Bradenton, Florida native, not all that keen for this 41 degrees. But a guy like Daniel McCutchen, as you say, Steve, these pitchers like this, or they should anyway. And it's 3-2.
Drafted by the Yankees back in 2006 in the 13th round out of McKinney, Texas. Yeah, you got to embrace the opportunity. You can't be concerned about it or apprehensive about it. I think he showed a lot in spring training when he had to have a great spring, and he can't control what the competition does. In this case, Kevin Hart. He has to go out and try to do what he's going to do. And he would be the first one to embrace a rotation with he and Kevin Hart both in it. But He's trying to win a job. He won the job.
3-2 count on Chris Dickerson. And he gets him.
Nice comeback from the 3-1 count.
So Daniel McCutchen strikes out Chris Dickerson to start the ball game.
The same way Zach Duke struck out Drew Stubbs last night, and he gets a little help from the leadoff man as Dickerson chases a bad pitch that would have been ball 4, but it becomes strike 3.
Will lead things off against Daniel McCutchen, who starts his second inning of relief. David's 1 for 2 and a walk. And takes a strike from McCutchen. Starter Paul Maholm went 3 2/3, allowed 7 runs, only 2 of them earned on 7 hits. Chandler Park worked a 1-2-3 fifth, and now McCutchen in his second inning. Now, where would you guess? We don't know the answer to this yet. Where would you guess he's going to stop next?
Oh, we're getting a clue here, though.
Going across the Shea Bridge. You think he's got a goal in mind? He looks like he's walking very purposefully.
No, he went upper tank. So, is there any other games on? Maybe he's going to go inside the cloud.
Wright takes a fastball, strike 3 called. So David has struck out for the second time tonight, 149 for the season.
Well, I think it's good Keith is traveling around because he was not enjoying the level of play here sitting in the booth.
This point in the game to pinch hit. Of course, Mankiewicz spent his time here, had some successful time here. I mean, he was great for this organization. He's such a good guy around the clubhouse, as he has been for the Dodgers. Missed most of this season, but worked out with the team every day, was in uniform every day. He's a smart guy. Got a lot to pass along as far as attitude and ability to the other players on this team, and that's the same attitude he had here in Pittsburgh.
High pop up, first base side, it'll make it into the seats. Well, we were talking earlier in the ball game about Clayton Kershaw and his sweat-stained hat. And I guess my question to you is, what do you find more sanitary, Doug Minkiewicz's helmet or Clayton Kershaw's hat?
Neither. They're both ugly.
I wouldn't eat a meal off of either one of them.
I don't think anyone's going to ask you to anytime soon.
Doug's been on the disabled list with a separated shoulder for the bulk of the season, yet that helmet looks as if he's played in 155 games.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he worked out hard. He was with the team every day, and he really got to be a little bit more of a well-rounded player with his time here in Pittsburgh, too. You know him as a first baseman for the most part with the Twins. When he came here to Pittsburgh, he played a lot of third base and a lot of right field. And his attitude not only rubbed off on the ball players that were here, and there were many of them because it's been a revolving door, but also the fans. They loved him here in his time in Pittsburgh.
It's always a surprise when anything rubs off of Doug Mankiewicz. He's always got all that.
Stick him. Doesn't even bother wearing batting gloves because his hands are just permanently stuck to that bat. He's got all the pine tar and the Manny Mota stick.
It's the Lester Hayes approach to batting.
Yeah. If it gets anywhere near me, I'll catch it. It'll just stick to me.
I do like the Mark Grace look with the no batting gloves.
He's old school.
Former high school teammates with Alex Rodriguez. Snap throw to first. That was almost the third Dodger caught on the base paths. Good throw by Diaz.
Once again, sort of a set play between the first baseman and the catcher. The first baseman knows that there's a possibility that he might throw down after a pitch like that, so don't wander too far off the bag and make sure you get back. I love catchers that like to throw. Russell Martin likes to throw. Keeps everybody on their toes.
Called strike 3. Doug doesn't believe it, but Brian O'Nora gets the final say. 2-out walk to Hudson. He's stranded. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher, Ronald Bell.
Edwin's backs. Breaks that maple bat.
Go get that ash bat. Go get that ash bat there, Edwin. Attaboy. Get rid of that maple bat. You don't want those. National League. You don't want to hurt a fellow competitor or hurt a fan. So Get rid of those maple bats, Edwin. That's okay. You'll learn.
That one is rolled foul at home plate. So Chris Snyder, who last year, because of back problems and eventually had a minor back procedure, hit just 200. And a slugging percentage Chris did last year of just .352. Wasn't the case 2 seasons ago. There was more offense, a higher slugging percentage. As that one is away. Boy, I can't even imagine how good that makes him feel.
It's got to make him feel great. Wow, look at Edmund Jackson laying off a tough slider there. Now, don't you start about what a phenomenal hitter he is.
Oh, no. Look at the dogs up there. They're saying that dog will hunt. You throw me another one of those fastballs. It's a great partnership, having the Humane Society come out to the ballpark, as those of us that have pets in our home. Look at that. He just wants one at bat, he says. He goes down on strikes, but his battery mate, given the opportunity to pick up his teammate, guess what? He did. Chris Snyder with his first home run of the year.
A little over 9 per game.
Yeah. Said they are well on their way to breaking the all-time record. Augie Ojeda quoted the other day in a story about the Diamondbacks heading toward the strikeout record. The veteran infielder said, "We've talked about this just about every day among ourselves. We even calculated what it would take not to break the record, which would be averaging 2.5 strikeouts a game. That is not going to happen." But as Augie Ojeda said, you don't want to ever be in the record book in a bad way, and this would be in a bad way. They just faced the Reds in this on this road trip, and another one. And that one, LaRoche strikes out of the ball well out of the zone upstairs. Brings up Ryan Church.
He's 1 for 3 with the bat. He's 2 for 3 defensively. 2 terrific plays.
Now coming up. It's a little too happy. Bobby Scales takes a strike. The Pirates are right on the edge of their 17th straight losing season. They have 81 losses. Their next defeat will clinch it. And that would be not only a major league record, 17 consecutive losing campaigns, but it would be a record for all the 4 major sports. Only other baseball team that has had 16 consecutive losing seasons was the Phillies from 1933 to 48.
And reading some of the comments in the local paper from the Pirates players, we ask a lot, what do you play for at this time of year when you're out of the race? Well, it's not much for them to cling to either, but they're going to try to win every game the rest of the year and avoid that losing season. Chances of that happening are microscopic, but it gives them something to play for on a daily basis.
I guess if they win 28 in a row, they can avoid it. Scales strikes out.
And more so than anything else, this Pirates ball club, and I think we talked about it last time we were here in Pittsburgh, is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs next year. A lot of young players, a lot of very untested players that are going to get an opportunity in this last month to show the Pirates organization whether they belong.
Mo's not a good hitter. He's hitting 111 this year, which is probably his best year ever. He's 1 for 9.
Career 045, 9 hits and 201 at bats for Brian.
That quote that you always hear baseball players talk about, stay within yourself. Sometimes you say, well, you got your 8-hole hitter up there. If you got Wandy on deck or Paulino, a guy who handles the bat pretty well, hey, go ahead and swing it on, hell. Try to get yourself an extra base hit, and we got a chance to drive you in. But with Mo coming up next, it makes sense. Do whatever you can to get on base, clear this spot.
We don't hear that from Joey Chestnut or any of the competitive eaters on the circuit these days.
Stay within yourself?
Yeah.
Taking one hot dog at a time. Big scandal there on the 4th of July at the Nathan's Hot Dog.
What happened?
Oh, Kobayashi tried to crash the party. He's in a contract dispute with the Federation or whatever it's called of eaters. And spent the night in jail.
Are you making this up?
No. Obviously, it was all staged.
Widely reported, obviously.
Yeah, because in advance of it, that was the big scandal. Kobayashi's not going to participate. Then the rumors were that he might show up and tried to storm the stage.
It's great stuff. Great theater. And there's the strikeout, but the Astros do get the pitcher to the plate to make the final out. It's no runs a hit and a man stranded. It's 1-0 Houston.